I mean, it's been very freeing. I mean, we have to work a lot harder because every little decision, you know, like every time something needs to get packaged or shipped or whatever, I mean, that's our world now. But it also means we get to set priorities the way we want to, and we don't have to worry about the expectations of the industry or how people think things should be made. You know, obviously our band is pretty different from others in the sense that, like, we focus a lot on videos, and we like to, you know, sort of chase our creative ideas outside of just songwriting, you know, and so running our own label has been great for that, because it means that, like, we don't have to sort of like build a business based only on CD sales, or based only on, you know, chart position, or based only on whatever. And we've been able to sort of cultivate a relationship to our fans that is very direct, and you know, like, I think they understand the sorts of things we want to make and the ways we want to make them, and it just feels very, like, it feels very honest and very easy. I think people in bands tend to get scared of saying something wrong or doing something wrong, and so, you know, you sort of, like, you can increasingly live in this bubble where you're trying not to piss anyone off, or which is the same as not meaning anything, you know. And so it seems actually really easy just to speak your mind, you know. And there's times when we've said things that pissed off our record label back when we had a record label, and there's times we said things that pissed off, you know, a particular company or a particular person. I don't know, like, speaking your mind has its dangers, but with respect to our fans, it means that our fans know what they're getting into, and tend to feel a greater connection because we care what they think and they care what we think, and it's not like a relationship based on who they on an imagined us, you know, like, they're not, like, projecting this idea of who they think we are, because it's all out there on paper. You know? Live shows, like, what is so unique about a live show, and it's really as far from a recording of a song as it is from a video. You know, it's like a live connection, a very human connection, and for us, it's I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. You know, like, a live show works when it feels like a magnet passed over iron filings. You know, like, you have all these people, and then suddenly, like, everybody just lines up, and it's an emotional connection, and that connection can happen in pure silence because everyone's, like, focused, or in, like, you know, an eruption of screaming because everyone's exploding with energy. But it really is, like, that's a feeling you don't get from a recording, or from a video, or from, you know, a song, from, like, a song written on a page. You know, like, the live connection is something different to all of that. So for us, I guess it's like, it feels like another branch of the tree, you know, like, it usually, you know, like, all of this started for us just wanting to make things, and that usually sort of starts with songs and with the recording process, and then there's videos, and there's shows, and there's art projects, and the live one feels in a way the most personal, because it's you know, we see every single person, which is the exact opposite of putting something online and knowing that millions of people are out there watching it but not being able to touch any of them. Well, the band hopefully is at a stage we've never been before, because we're not on a record cycle the same way. You know, it's interesting because we're making more videos for this record than we ever have before, which means, like, even more time spent in between doing other art projects. But on the other hand, we're not. I think we're more uniquely focused on making the things we want to make, and worried less about sort of, like, keeping the business alive. You know, and when we were on a record label, there's a lot of pressure to, like, promote until the single is dead, or you know, stay on tour until such and such a time, or, like, oh, this is a really big opportunity in Latvia, you know, so you really got to go. And I think we're starting to learn. I think a way to keep, instead of going these huge cycles where it's like, make an album, and then, like, tour forever and bottom out and get exhausted, and then make an album, and like, we're trying to learn how to even that out. So it's like we do small chunks of, like, really creative time interspersed with a lot of travel and all that kind of stuff. So right now, We have a new song coming out in about 3 weeks. The first new song in a long time. It's part of the film The Greatest Movie Ever Sold, which is the new Morgan Spurlock film. He's the guy from Super Size Me and all that. It's like the big ending sort of anthem. So that it'll be nice to have a new song out there in the world, and we're going to go into the studio, I think, again as early as next winter. So we've been writing a lot. I think we'll sort of have a ball of material ready to go by fall or winter. Well, he just called us because he wanted us to be in this film. But he interviewed us for the film, and we got along really well, and so he asked if we wanted to write a song. I mean, he's the real deal. Like, the guy who you see on screen is not a falsified character. I mean, he's just he's a really super bright, super incisive, interesting guy. So it's been great working with him. It's been a lot of fun.